This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I haven't seen you for a long time, John.
No, mate, about 7 years, I think.
Yeah, 7 years since obviously you retired. I remember your last fight with Matt Skelton. John McDERMOTT, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. I'm alright. A bit bigger than I was, but I'm alright.
It's alright. It's just as long as you're happy, who cares, eh?
That's it.
That's it. Yeah, no, I just obviously since you retired them years ago. I don't sort of went off the scene, but kind of, I know there was a couple of interviews you gave, like I think I read one in the paper a couple of years ago before Fury fought the first Wilder fight, but you've kind of kept yourself off the boxing scene since
Well,
then.
to be honest with you, boxing was alright to me, but it wasn't, I mean, I think I had some really bad decisions. If I had decisions that gone my way, I'd be a bit better. To be honest with you, I still enjoy boxing, and I've said to myself, I've just turned 40 last week. I'm going to go back and get myself a bit fit again. I've done a few runs. I've been to the gym tonight. But yeah, that's it. As I think for myself, I want to start getting back at 40. I want to try and get myself a bit reasonably fit again. But I've got the flavour back to go back in the gym. But obviously, I'm too old for boxing, I feel, to be any good. But yeah, obviously, I'd miss it a lot. It's massively.
I mean, let's jump straight into it. Obviously, one of the most talked about points in your career is the first fight you had with Tyson Fury, which was back in 2009. Which, I mean, everyone still, not say everyone, but there's a lot of people that still talk about that today, and I'm sure people drive you mad about it.
Yeah.
Two fights with Tyson Fury, but particularly the one in 2009. When you kind of look back at that now, like 11 years on, what goes through your head?
Obviously, I still thought I won it. I thought he was. I thought he won it. I thought I won it quite easily, but I knew he'd be a good fighter. As soon as you got in the ring with him, you knew he was something special. He had 7 fights or 8 fights at the time. I was like 25 pro novice. He was a novice, so I just knew that after boxing him, he was something special. I knew he had to go a long way.
Did you know that from the first fight?
I knew it from the first fight. I honestly, I just knew. From being in the ring with him, this guy's something special. He was good. I'll give you one thing. The man's got plenty of bottle because I hit him as hard as I could. I'll tell you, from one respect to another, that man's got some bollocks because I give him everything I had and he come back at me. You know what I mean? So that takes courage. I've done that myself. Got whacking and in the next round you have to come back. You think, I don't fancy this, but you dig deep and pull back and get there. But I'll give him his due. The man's got bottle. Even at 21, he had bottle. I'll give him that.
I mean, over that period of time up until now, obviously from the Wilder fight a couple of weeks ago now, but a lot has happened in his life. Not just kind of the notable wins against Klitschko and the 2 fights against Wilder, but in his life, he's had to kind of come back from a 2-year absence, going through self-confessed drugs and depression and suicide thoughts and he's come back to this point now.
I think he's done fantastic. I didn't think he'd come back as good as he did. You know what I mean? Obviously, I sparred with him a long time ago. And I knew he had feelings like that because I spoke to him. But I didn't think it was as bad as that. But obviously, I thought he stopped boxing. He put on weight. I have. Like I used to train twice a day, 6 days a week. As soon as you stop living a normal life, your weight just goes through the roof. I just thought it was that. I didn't really see him, but then you start hearing he's taking drugs, his depression. I mean, what happens with boxing? It controls your whole life. Like I'd done nothing but boxing since I was 17, and then got to 34, 35, and I just didn't know what else to do. I've stopped boxing. I thought, so what can I do tomorrow? And then you just start making another life for yourself. And I suppose he didn't do that. He reached his goal, same as my goal when I turned pro, to be one of the best in the world. And he beat one of the best in the world, didn't he? So I do understand what he's saying. What else can he achieve? And then he's probably just started eating and drinking. And I drink. I shouldn't do, but I drink more than I should. And then that's what happens. You know what I mean? And he obviously spiraled. And then if he looks round, he's an addict and he's depressing. And he's no good to him. So I think I'll give him the man his due. If he never boxed again and he just got himself clean and lost weight, I'll give him that for that. But to come back and do what he did, I think is tremendous. I think it's amazing.
John, you bring up a valid point. I'm just going to come back to yourself now. You had how many, 35, 36 fights professional?
Yeah.
But since 2013, it's like when you do stop boxing, let's just talk about the boxers in this country. When you do stop boxing, do you think there should be something kind of in place? Because you're right, you've been boxing all your life, and when you stop, it's like, what the fuck do I do now?
That's exactly what happened. I was working for my manager at the time, John Branch, and I was still training every day. I was box Max Gill when I won the title back. I bought an house, and I said to my missus wanted me to stop boxing probably a year before that. But I was offered to fight with Max Gill, and I got silly money for the fight. I knew it'd be an hard fight, but I got silly money for it. But the idea is to cash in, you know what I mean? Say like I've won the English title back, I'll probably get another British title fight. And then I beat Max Gilton, and no one wanted to fight me. I just said nothing. We literally rung everybody, and no one wanted to fight me. I was talking about fighting Oleg Pulev. That didn't happen. Another guy in Germany. I offered everybody. No one didn't want me because I think I wasn't high enough to take I was too good to take as a risk. But I wasn't high enough to climb on. So no one wanted to fight me. I was like, I'll give anybody a tough fight on my day. So I was a Who Wanted Him club. You know what I mean?
The Who Needs Him club.
Yeah, that's exactly.
But I mean, after that Skelton fight, at what point after that in 2013?
Well, I was down to fight you about a year later. I carried on training virtually every day. I was still working, and then I was training every night in the gym. It was just getting hard, you know. And I was down to fight Yuri Fury, and then the purse bids got won twice, and then I think Hennessy couldn't bring up the money, so I went up to 2 weeks before the fight. I tried all the tickets, and I've been told the fight's going to go on. So I was training for 6 weeks if the fight was going ahead. At the time, Yuri Fury was a young kid. I think I'd have done the same to him as I did the Tyson Fury fight, and I don't think he's as tough as Tyson Fury. Myself, I think he ain't mentally as tough as. I think he's a good fighter, but he's not as mentally strong as Tyson Fury. I think I would have just walked over him.
It's interesting that some of the fighters you were talking about tonight, like Yuri Fury and Pulev, these guys are still active now, and obviously Pulev's fighting Joshua next month.
Yeah.
In June, sorry.
No, I was out sparring with, in between of me beating Max Gilton and fighting you. I went out to spar with Alexander Povetkin. I'm being
funny. Who's fighting Dylan White as well.
Mate, I'll tell you, I was giving all he wanted. I fought a few times to send me home because I was doing a bit too good. I was out there once for 6 weeks. They brought me home, and he was down to fight someone, and his fight got cancelled. They brought me out again. And I come back thinking, well, he was at the time I was world champion. I'm doing better more than my own. I'll tell you something. I thought that his opponent pulled out, and I rung up and said to my manager, get me this fight because I think I can hold my own with him, no trouble. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I beat him on the day, but in sparring I was holding my own, no trouble at all. I actually wanted the fight, and they didn't want the fight because I wasn't high enough ranked. So that didn't happen. They sent me home. But I finished Max Gilton, and I just couldn't get no one to fight me. And then I kept training. The fight with Yuri Fury, that fell through, and I just thought, you know what, bollocks to it. I've put all these years into boxing, and I've got nothing for it. You know what I mean? I just then the boxing board of control rang me. My mum passed away, and then boxing board rang me and said, like, we keep putting these fights out, and no one wants to fight you. So there's not much we can really do. So it's have a think about it for a couple of months. So I did, and he just rang me again, and I sent my English title back. So I retired English champion.
How much do you miss it, John?
I miss it massively, mate. I met with a guy in the gym today. I finished work at 5 o'clock and went to the gym. And then, soon I thought, I can't bother going to the gym. As soon as I get gloves on, that's it. I'm eating the bag. I can't wait to get back in there again. But, you know what I mean? It's just one of the things. I've done it all my life. I've done it since I was 17, every day for a job until I was 34, 33.
So in that kind of last 7 years, was there any point in that 7 years where you thought to yourself, like, you want to come back? Or did it never really get that far where it was serious?
Yeah, it did. I started, after about a year after, I hadn't put no weight on then or nothing like that. I was Still running every day. My nan lives in Bolton, so I'd run to my nan's. I had nothing to do. I'd run the 5 mile. I'll do 5 mile like it's nothing. And then even sometimes I run back. And I thought, so you know, I can get into this. But then I thought, so I've got a mortgage and kids, and what am I going to get offered? Like someone offered me, rang me up and said I can box in their show. There's a 6-rounder, 1,800 quid. And what's the point of me training for 1,800 quid? I ain't being funny. I was paying my sparring partners more money than that. So it's pointless. I thought it ain't worth getting my head punched in for that sort of money. You know what I mean? I was paying sparring partners £200 a day. So, you know, why am I going to box 1,800 quid on a 6-round fighter? It's just pointless. So I just thought, you know what? I need to look after my family, try and make a life out of boxing, and then start another avenue. And that's what I've done. I've worked on the railway. It hasn't really worked out, but I'm going to go and try and find something else to do now.
The heavyweight scene in this country now is probably at its peak.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
If you were kind of in this period and you was kind of hadn't, where do you think you would have been?
I don't really know. Listen, Fury beat me as a 20-year-old young fella. So, and I was hypothetically at my best. So, listen, he's fucking whooped my arse now. There's no point saying it. The man is, but he was an awkward 6'10" or whatever he is. Mate, I remember boxing him second fight. He used to get in a clinch and grab me and grab my other arm so I couldn't move. And I was like, you know, it was awkward. He's very awkward. Did you
spar him as well?
I sparred with him.
Yeah, done
40, 50, 60 rounds since then.
How was he sparring with him?
Fine, yeah. I've done the same. I've done really well in sparring. You know what I mean? I sparred with him when he was down to box. I can't remember, he was down to box now for the British title. I've sparred him a few times. I sparred with him, at least 50 rounds I've done with him since then.
Wow.
Yeah, he was alright. Tyson was a nice fella. I've got respect for him. So I mean, what he's done now I think he's done fantastic. Good luck, all the luck to him in the world, mate.
Do you know what? What's good as well is that when I kind of have read a couple of interviews over the last couple of years, because you haven't really done a lot, but it would be easier to kind of be bitter about that 11 years ago. But you don't seem that way. You thought you won the fight. But
I thought I won the fight. One thing I'll say about his dad, his old man come over to me, and I was outside, about to get in the car with my missus, and he pulled up from the truck. He said, "Oh, you won that, my mate." That was his old man said that, his dad. And I said, "Well, here you go." He said, "No, listen, my son got the decision, but you won that." You know what I mean? And at least he had the respect. His son might have got the decision, but at least he had the respect to say to me, he said, "You won that." The second fight, he beat me, mate. I overtrained. I trained so hard that I got glandular fever 3 weeks before. But I thought I was so fit, so strong, I'll get over it. I got to about the 6th round and I just hit a brick wall. And the shot, obviously, it was a good shot. But it was more tiredness than anything else. It was probably hundreds of degrees in the hall. I had BBE gloves and he had Rays. Thanks to Frank Maloney, or Kelly Maloney, what you want to call it. He sold me out for about $5,000 after speaking to Tyson Fury after the fight. I mean, in the contract he signed, he told me that Tyson Fury wants to wear different colour gloves. So I said, I wouldn't have fight. I don't care what bloody colour gloves he wears. He wears them pink if he wants. I don't care. So he goes, "Yeah, that's all right." Well, so he sent me the contract. I sent it to the bloke, was like a solicitor. He read through it. He said, "Yeah, he wants to wear different colour gloves." Reading the boxing board of control rules, both boxer must wear the same gloves. I signed the contract. The contract was sent. We sent it off. My brother went to the changing room, see Tyson Fury, hands being wrapped and his gloves, and he said, "He's got Ray's gloves, John. You've got BBE." So my brother went in and took a pair of Ray's out of Tyson Fury's changing room, and then Tyson Fury and my dad had a big kerfuffle outside, saying he's going to go home. My dad said, "Well, fucking my boy will go home. Why should your boy wear Ray's and my boy wear BBE?" So we paid for that. We never know that. He told you what new gloves. And then Frank Maloney tried to come and smooth it all over. So I said, "Well, you know what? Fuck the fight. I'm going to go home." So
you were prepared to walk away from it at that point?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. I thought, so why should I? Frank Maloney told me he wants different colour gloves. We read the Boxing Board of Control rule book, and they said boxers must wear the same gloves. So there's a shop in Romford or Brentwood where there's boxing, Sugar Rays.
Sugar Rays, yeah.
So the boxing board wouldn't let me change my glove because there wasn't 4 pairs of the same gloves. So I goes, well, I've rung the man up. He's going to bring up. He had the same gloves in his shop, so he's gone down and I bought two pairs of Razor gloves an hour before the fight. Boxing Tyson Fury said, well, I'm not wearing them because I've paid for you to wear them gloves, for me to wear them and you to wear them. I said, well, bollocks to that, I'm going home. So Jim McDonald, the trainer, said, John, you can't box him in them. He's got gloves to make brain damage and you've got gloves to stop brain damage. How's that fair? So I said, bollocks, I'm going home then. So I start walking out to the car park to go home. And some guy from Sky came up to me and said, look, listen, you signed the contract. If you don't fight, the whole show will be on your head. You have to pay. We're going to sue you. So I sat in the car for about half an hour thinking I don't want to be sued. I think I can still beat him anyway. And the fight went ahead. But listen, Tyson was a much better fighter at the time. I'll give him his due. He improved tenfold since then. He used his size. The first fight, he come to fight that suited me because I'll fight in a phone booth. I ain't bothered. I'll fight anybody. But the second time, he used his size and his weight. I knew it. Well, I should have realised that the second time because he come in 2 stone heavier than he did the first fight, almost 2 stone, and I come in a stone lighter, thinking it'll make me quicker, and cause I was trying to match him so I could his speed. But he come in like 19 and a half, nearly 20 stone, and I'll come in at 17.10. Like the whole tables are turned. So all he did is just grab me on me and leant on me. Being the sort of fighter I am, I try to push him off and have a fight. I was saying to him, come on, fight me, let go of me, you fight me. And he just done exactly what he wanted. And kept tying me up. I got a 20 stone man lean on you. Got to about the 7th round. And I had nothing left. It wasn't so much the punch that knocked me out. It was a good shot, obviously, the first right hand that set me up. But it was more from exhaustion. Do you know what I mean? Believe it or not, I got blood tests here. Well, my manager probably got them. That I had blood. I had a really bad flu 2 weeks before. I had glandular fever. So I thought I'd be alright still, but it obviously wasn't. When I started digging in deep, I had nothing. But I'll take nothing away from him. He beat me fair and square.
It's funny, you talk about this like this was literally yesterday. You seem to remember everything that kind of went on around that time, 10 and 11 years
Well, no, this
ago.
is my big Tyson view was the main thing. They were saying, people ringing me up, so you must be mad, what are you boxing in for? You know, the first fight, they all told me that I got no chance. The second, I knew I'd beat him the first fight. And I knew he was a tough bloke, but I thought myself, I could do better. So I trained myself literally to death. I was running with Jim McDonald and James DeGale. I was doing 18, 20 mile rounds. You know, stamina, trying the best I could. I was doing an hour straight on the bag. Not even a break, not even a minute break or nothing. Just going straight through. Jim McDonald would tell a ton up. Well, I was doing a ton up at the same time as James DeGale. So I couldn't be any fitter. I just had glandular fever, got run down, and I thought I'd still be alright because I was fit and strong. But it just hit me, and it got to about the 7th round, and I had nothing left, like someone hit me with a brick wall.
When you kind of see now, when he went to Dusseldorf a few years ago and beat Klitschko, which was kind of the first moment in his career where everyone kind of went, hang on a minute. And then obviously the 2 fights with Wilder. Like, let's just go back to that Wilder fight a couple of weeks ago. What was you when you were watching?
I knew he'd win.
Yeah.
The second he come in heavy, I knew what he was going to do. They all laughed at me at work, saying Wilder's going to knock him out. Listen, I said to him, I see something about his dad on telly, and he said Tyson Fury's lost 9 stone or 10 stone, and he couldn't live in 50 kilo. Couldn't live 50 kilo, and I believe that because I've done the same sort of thing. I've lost a lot of weight about 3 or 4 years ago, and I couldn't even lift nothing. I know where he's coming from because I've done the same thing. But the second I thought myself, he get used to that weight again. He get training, he get his strength back because losing that sort of weight drains you. So I knew it was either Tyson Fury was going to get knocked out or he'd knock him out. He wouldn't go the distance. And the second Tyson Fury come in heavy, I bet everybody at work 20 quid here. I done quite well because I knew the second he come in 19 stone half. He'd be going in the ring at 20 stone, 5 pound he go in the ring, and then I don't care unless he gets caught with an unlucky shot. He's gonna knock Wilder out, and that's exactly what he did.
What did you make of Wilder's reasons why he believed he
Load
would
of old
lost the
bollocks.
fight?
Listen, mate. There's no point in saying Tyson Fury beat me the second fight. There's loads of shit, but I could have said my shoes are too big or my gloves are this. He did have different gloves, but I was eating because I was knackered. I mean, carrying a 2 stone thing, what a load of old rubbish. It's the biggest load of bollocks I've ever heard in my life. You just take it as on the shin. I got beat. The man beat me that day. Let's go back and change something, and we'll come back another day. At least be honest and say, mate, he beat me. That's one thing I say about Joshua. When he got beat by Ruiz, he said like he beat me. That's it. That's one thing I got for him. I got respect for him because he said he beat me. That was it. There's nothing I can do about it. Let's come back next time, and we'll try and strain something. And exactly what he did. And I think he done fantastic.
There was also the issue that the assistant coach Mark Breeden had decided to throw the towel in, which is what JD as his trainer and Wilder said that they didn't want him to do.
Listen, I would have never done the same. I boxed Danny Williams, right? And I had a broken rib before I went in the fight. But I had no money.
Fight, yeah.
And then I knew I hit him with a body shot, mate. Let me tell you something. I've never been in so much pain in my life. I was pissing blood for 10 days. I mean, I couldn't even move. And then I said to my corner, I've hurt my ribs. We'll pull you out. And then part of me wanted to, and part of me didn't. And then you don't want to quit as a fighter, but you just fight to the end, or you wouldn't be there. If you weren't gutsy and game and willing to chance it all, he wouldn't be where he was. So you want to go on your shield or don't go. I just say, don't know. If I'm going to fight, if I'm going to lose fighting. They'd carry me out on a shield, I ain't bothered.
Yeah, but surely the people around you,
they're there to protect you. Because fighters
are going to do.
They fight to the end. Fight to the end until you did. That's the thing. Or you wouldn't be any good.
Say that, but yeah, okay, you say that. But
a bloke, I used to go in there. I used to get so nervous. Listen, let me tell you something. When I boxed Tyson Fury, I thought I don't give a fuck. Before I come out, you have to kill me. I'm never going to quit until I'm dead. That's it. Every fight I used to go in, I used to say the same thing.
So sometimes you need saving from yourself, really.
You do, yeah. I would have gone. Yeah. I would literally. If someone said to me, "You're in the second round. It's 50-50. You kill him or he kill you." I said, "Come on, then, let's have a go." That's what you built in you. That's what you are. You've done that all your life. I mean, you think I've seen blokes fight with swords. I've seen blokes with bare knuckles. I mean, no matter what you're fighting with, you're either that way inclined or you ain't.
It looks like Wilder and Fury will fight again in the summer. Joshua's going to fight Pulev in June, but that's the biggest fight between Fury and Joshua that we can see in this country.
I
probably
think,
in world boxing. So
I think Fury is just gonna. I think I sparred quite a few rounds with Joshua. I think.
When did you spar Joshua then?
Before the Olympics and after.
Yeah.
Not since he's turned pro.
Yeah.
We tried to get the fight because obviously I beat Matt Skelton. I tried to get the fight with Joshua, and for some reason he picked Skelton instead of me. I'm not sure of his name. What he was training before from the boxing club at East Finchley. Oliver.
Spencer.
No, his dad.
What? Whose dad? What?
Spencer Oliver's dad.
I don't know his name.
No, anyway, he rang me. I see him once, and he said, "I heard you wanted to get the fight." He said, "My boy won't be fighting you, mate. You're too good." And I started laughing, but he just said, "You'll be a much harder fighter than Matt Skelton. I mean, on your day, you'll beat a lot of good fighters." But we tried to get the fight with. We rung up to try and get the fight. I'm not sure I'd have won it, but I'd have tried to. It was a good money fight for me, but they picked Matt Skelton. So, but I think Joshua. I think he muscled up too quick. I think he obviously can punch. The man's is knock an horse out. So, but I think he got too big, too muscular, and I think he got found out against Ruiz. But I give him his due. He went back to the drawing board, and I think he boxed fantastic. I think Ruiz put on too much weight, lived a bit more of a party life. But I'll give him Joshua his due. He done the job, didn't he? But I think if Joshua and Fury, I think Fury gives him a boxing lesson. I really do.
Well, let's just hope we get to see it because it's the one burning question left in the heavyweight division.
They got to, haven't they? I've obviously, I'd see him GMTV or Good Morning Britain, and his dad says he'd retire. Maybe he should. He's earned enough money. He's a very wealthy boy. So good luck to him. If he wants to retire, then great. But if he doesn't, he'd be a great fighter with the British public. But I think Fury wipes the floor with him. Boxing wise, it'd be a lose on points.
Interesting, because John Fury done an interview with BT a few weeks out from the fight, and he pretty much said exactly what was going to happen in that fight.
Well, they planned that, haven't they? They planned that. They obviously sucked down. His dad's obviously a clever fellow, you know what I mean? So, and he's got a good team around him. Tyson, I mean, he's a great boxer. So, I believe him when his dad said he couldn't lift 50 kilo or 60 kilo when he lost that weight. I do believe him. I've been in the ring with Tyson, fighting him for 20 rounds. I mean, I've done probably 40, 50 rounds. He's a very strong fella. I do believe that he couldn't lift 50 kilo, because losing that sort of weight, mate, must drain you the stuffing out of you. So, do you know what I mean? The second he come in here, I knew what he was going to do. They all laughed at me at work, saying, no, he can't, he's not going to move. Wilder hit him with a big right hand, knock him out. You know, he's not going to be able to move. I said, no, listen, he's going to knock him out. And they all laughed at me, but I bet about at least £100 and won it back.
Fair play.
Yeah.
All right, well, listen, John, I appreciate your time here. It's good to catch up with you, and kind of good to hear some of the things from obviously those two fights with Tyson, and obviously a little bit through your career, because I'd
like to have gone with my career, but obviously I had some really bad decisions. Like Danny Williams, I thought was a ridiculous decision. I've still got a boxing ball letter saying that they apologised for the decision that was given, and then obviously the rematch didn't work out what I wanted, and then obviously a few others. But you know, I still miss it. I wish I could live it back again, but you can't, can you?
How many times do people come up to you and want to talk to you about Fury?
Everybody I ever see. You know what I mean? Obviously, the better he does, the more people want to talk to me about it. I especially when he fights, I'll get a phone call from a newspaper, want to talk to me and that, but they don't want to talk to me because of me, they want to talk to me because of Fury. But there's no point kidding myself. But, you know, I wish Fury all the luck in the world. Good luck to the man.
All right, John, thank you very much for your time today, and appreciate it. It's been interesting. So, yeah. That's it, as long as you're happy.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, cheers.
Never know.
Well, I'm too old for that now.
All right, no problem. And hopefully we'll catch up again soon, mate. All right?
Cheers, mate. Thank you.